Geminis, this is your singles reading for April 2018. Sorry, getting the glare right. I'm having the craziest issue with the stupid glare. Okay. Well, that should work for now. That should work for now. Okay. So, your overall energy that you have is the Death card, which is release. Okay. Sorry, I'm screwing the thing back in. Okay. Which is release here. Okay. And as the clarifier, you have the Hermit. Now, as soon as I saw this, guys, I felt like you are in your head. You are overthinking. Okay. This is the card about going within. And I feel like you have done that. That's what you do. You don't react or do things without going within, without contemplating, without becoming one with the situation, right? So I feel like it's time for you to make the change. It's time for you to enter the new cycle. And that's what you're going to be going into this week. This month, excuse me. It's realizing that you can think something through backwards and forwards. But there comes a time when you have to react, when you have to do the things necessary to take action or to make action happen, okay? Now, in the past, you have flow. Now, with flow, Geminis, it's basically telling me that things were changing. Things have changed in the past. Not only have things changed, but you have changed as a person, okay? Yep. So it's making you reevaluate yourself. That's what I feel. Okay. Even though this is the 9 of Wands, I feel like you're putting an ending to old things that you have put walls up with. Old things that you just said, well, this is what I do. This is what I know. This is what happens. This is, this is how it's going to be. Okay, that's not necessarily true. It's not how it has to be. It's not, sorry about that. It's not how it has to be. It's not necessarily the truth. Just because you've weighed the pros and cons, it doesn't mean that that's the only way that things can happen. So I think that with these 2 cards, you're reevaluating. You're looking at things differently. Okay? You're looking at things differently, and you're starting to, I feel like you're reevaluating your walls, okay? So in April, you're represented, or your present energy is represented by the 7 of Pentacles, and that talks about putting in the time and effort, and that's where you are, okay? Thinking about, you're focused on what it is that you're cultivating in your life, okay? What does this mean? Where am I going with this? What is important and what isn't important? I'm turning this light back on. I'm sorry I'm going back and forth with the light, but what's important? What should I cultivate? This is where you are, okay, with that energy. Because you don't feel like you're being efficient, okay? So I feel like you're putting in the time, you're doing things that you're supposed to do, but for some reason it doesn't feel like you're being efficient. There may have been a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn in your life, and you had to weigh their option in your life this month, okay? But I feel like this is more about thought than a person actually being there, okay? So I feel like you're realizing that you're not making enough time for love or enough time for your family because you're working so hard. But I do feel also that you're doing it for a reason, Gemini. So as your challenge, you have the 8 of Pentacles, and there it is. There it is. You working really hard, okay? You have new projects that you hope to get off the ground, especially with the star card. Okay. So you hope to get these projects off the ground. You hope that they can become something bigger, that they can renew you, that they can heal you. And that takes hard work. But that hard work is blocking you investing time in other things like love or family. What bring these two things together is the Eight of Cups. Okay, so you're just in a phase where you're walking away from the way life used to be. Okay, love may not even be as important to you right now because you're so focused on career, which is very interesting for you. Okay, I just feel like you have a focus and you know what you want and you're walking towards it. That's where you figure your happiness will be. So that's where you're going. So moving forward into April, you have the Six of Wands, and there it is. You are going to have, I feel like there are going to be people that want you. Okay, I feel like people see you succeeding, people see you doing things, and they want to be a part of that. They want to be a part of you. But none of those seems to fit in with your path of where you're going, with your work situation, with your ideas of what love should be. I just feel like it doesn't fit right with you. Okay, and you're reevaluating, you know, you have restrictions on these people that you bring into your life because you don't want any more distraction. So in your environment, you do have Embrace. Embrace is actually the World card. So in your environment, you have lots of endings and new beginnings, okay? So a lot of things that aren't supposed to be there are going away, and a lot of things that are supposed to be there are staying. So the first card that you have is the Five of Pentacles in reverse, and that is about spiritual renewal, okay? This is my spiritual renewal card. And it's because you're getting yourself in order. And I feel like that's how other people see you, is getting yourself in order. They do feel a loss from you because you're not spending as much time and you're ending a lot of things. And it is sad, but there's nothing they can really do about it. And I definitely feel with the Four of Cups that they know that it's time for them to move on. They can sit and be sad and hurt about it, but it's really about two people making a decision. And if you have made the decision that this isn't for you, this isn't what you want, then that's it, okay? And I also see that people in your environment are unmotivated to make changes for you, so they end things. That could definitely be a possibility, okay? Or people feel like you're not paying them any attention and they decide to move on and end the situation before they get hurt anymore. So the first and the, let's do the first and the 15th. The first and the 15th, you have detached. This is actually the Justice card, okay? So this is my card of balance, okay? But in this deck, I don't see it as balance, okay? I see it as you separating, okay? Separating from things that you have built, things that you know, things that make you warm, you know, social life, things like that, okay? So I see you separating from that to do something else as a lone wolf. But in the idea of doing that, you're finding something bigger. You're finding something better for you, okay? I do feel like there are issues from the past that you have to deal with, okay? I feel like being this detached is causing you to have a little bit of an imbalance, Gemini, okay? So you have to remember that there are other people in the world besides you. And not like in a negative way or ego-y way, but more in a direction way. Because I feel like you're so directed and you're so focused on what it is that you want to do that you forget about other people's feelings, okay? There are other people that are attached to you, Okay, there are other people that have feelings and emotions for you. And I feel like your lack of communication or not growing with these people are hurting them. And that's something for you to realize. That's something for you to balance. So you can do what it is that you want to do. You can go in the direction that you want to go in. But it's quite important for you to think about others. Okay? 15 through the end of the month, you have the Sun card, which is beautiful. I feel like you're a little bit more open to opening yourself up to other people. I'm feeling like it's got something to do with the Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius that you may be dealing with. And that's only because this is the Sun card. Okay? But I feel like you're starting to get assertive understanding. So you enter this energy and you start to see that things need to change, right? But are you going to make the change? Let's see. Yeah. So with the Ace of Cups in reverse, you're seeing that there's a delay emotionally in your life. Okay, you have an opportunity with the Sun card to start new beginnings and to make new things happen. You're coming out of yourself, and I feel like you're becoming a new person or being more open. But when it comes to love, you don't think that you have time, and that's that logic coming back into you. You know that you don't have time for that. So you're holding off on that till the next time. Changing your perspective though. So I feel like you're opening up more to people, but you're just not like we're boyfriend and girlfriend, or, you know, we're more just friends, or we just like to do things together, you know. But I don't feel like you're ready to jump into anything serious right now. Okay. So as a conclusion, you have observed, which is actually the Hangman again. So like I said, the Hangman is about gaining a new perspective, spiritually opening yourself up to new opportunities and new things, okay? I do feel like you are going to have problems with trying to over control situations, trying to be the authority figure in all things that you do, and remaining inflexible in your ideas. But the justice keeps coming up in your spread because you need to balance these things, Gemini, okay? It's all about seeking justice, okay? It's all about having the balance and knowing the truth. The truth is that you need balance. You can't have excessive one side and not the other. You have to create balance between the two things. And this is what this month is going to teach you. So your advice is success and growth. You are definitely going to have lots of abundance this month. You're stepping into abundance. You're growing abundance almost from the ground up. That's what I feel. Okay. So you also have the Eight of Swords, I'm sure. The Two of Swords in reverse and the King of Cups. Okay. So the Eight of Swords in the upright actually talks about you being trapped in your own mind, because you already know what you want to do. This is how I feel it from you. I feel like I know this is what's best. I thought about it. I weighed the pros and cons. I'm smart enough to know what's best. And this is what's leaving you trapped. It's leaving you trapped. Your decisions are leaving you trapped. Your ideas, your reasoning, too much reasoning is leaving you trapped instead of going with the flow, right? You have already made your decision, which is interesting because this is your way of controlling your emotions and your feelings. Controlling these so you can have an opportunity to do other things, like focus on work or focus on your career goals, right? You're trying to have that emotional balance. But the thing with emotional balance is it's not just about being cold. It's not just about cutting off. Emotional balance also involves giving affection, okay? So again, with the justice up here, the Hangman, the World card, the Star card, balance, going with the flow, okay? Remember all of these thoughts that you got going on in your head. It's time for you to start a new beginning. with the Death card. This is about transformation, coming anew, taking off. You see how he's taking off that sweater guard shroud thing? Right. Because that's what you're going to be doing. It's time for you to take it off. Okay? To reveal a new you, a new way of doing things. And you see how content he looks? That's what you need in your life. Okay? So, let's pull a love oracle card for you, Gemini. You have speak the language of love. It says loving words have the power to change someone's life, including your own. Okay. So this is about remaining open. Everyone has their own love language. Okay. Everyone has a different way of doing things, and you have to realize that. Now, I'm being pointed towards a specific example. Let's say that you are friends with someone or trying to start a relationship. They are with you, you're not with them, whatever, no strings attached, whatever you want to call it. And they call you every day or they text you every day. And then all of a sudden you go, oh my God, I think this person thinks we're in a relationship, or this person's getting too close. I need to run. Now, it's not necessarily true. That person may just be a person that needs to talk all the time. It doesn't necessarily mean that they feel that way. They may be flirtatious. You have to think outside of your own box. Everyone does not love, react, or, do the same things that you do, Gemini. So that's just something that you need to understand this month, okay? So thank you so much for listening. I love you all very much. If you would like the extended reading while I break down the reading for if you're dealing with earth, fire, earth, air, and water, and some advice for you, that will definitely be there for you. That link's in the description box below. I love you so much. Sorry about my jumble. Love and light. Bye-bye.